Here we have the 4-hour price chart for SOFI Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker SOFI. So as we can see here, the share price is attempting to make a run higher. We are seeing a bit of support that has formed at upper levels. Currently, what we're looking at is a support zone that is formed at roughly $7.20. And overall, this does suggest that we could continue to see share prices move higher, given some of the recent price level breaks and some of the indicator readings that we're currently seeing using our analysis. So with this video, we're going to be taking a look at some of those factors, and we're going to look at some important price levels that can be used to establish positions with SoFi in order to achieve profitable trading strategies going forward. So as we can see here, the stock is currently trading at near-term highs coming in at $7.56. This is an important price level that I have been pointing to in recent trading sessions. In my last video and in the video before that, I did suggest that this $7.52 mark was a critical level of resistance that would need to be broken in order to unlock the top side here. So as we can see, currently this is what's happening, and this does suggest that near-term support levels coming in right around the $6 mark are likely to remain intact here, at least for the near term. So to the top side, we have to drill into this price chart a bit so we can see some additional support levels that might be coming up next. Specifically, the area that I would be watching comes in at $7.95, which is currently the price high, the near-term price high. This was formed during the July 30th trading session. And then from there, if we did see a break from there, a break above the $8 mark would likely be imminent, with the price high from July 18 at $8.06 then coming under pressure. So as we can see here, if we look at the indicator reading, there are some important price levels that have been breached here during this entire process. So as we can see here, we're currently crossing into positive territory in the oscillator readings. In addition to that, money flow is starting to turn into the positive direction, and this does strengthen the signal, the technical signals that are produced by this oscillator. So we are looking at the 4-hour price chart here, and this does suggest that these technical signals are a bit more important than any signals that would be on the shorter term time frames, for example, a 5-minute chart. So given the fact that these intermediate term time frames are now showing positive signals and starting to move into positive territory, the suggestion here would be that this is a reversal from the shorter term time frames, and that we're now likely to start to see the longer term time frames be influenced by these events. So if this does happen, a break above the $8 mark is starting to look more and more likely. However, to the downside, if this analysis and this assessment is incorrect, what we would need to be looking for here is a break below 715, because this would start to take some pressure off of the top side and suggest that share prices could likely drift lower back towards $6.45. Moving out to the daily timeframes, we can see that this recent activity here is a bit more important than it might seem on the shorter term timeframes. So the argument that I'm essentially making here is that this stock could be in the midst of a fairly major reversal signal, and a reversal structure that could send prices much higher here in the days and weeks ahead. Currently, we're looking at price projections that are found at this dotted line up here. So currently, this comes in at roughly $8.26. And the reason that I would consider this to be most significant would be due to the fact that, if we did see share prices break into this area, all of these near-term resistance zones would essentially be broken. We're starting to see some supply levels that are influencing the prospects for demand, and the level of demand that's currently seen in the market. But if we do ultimately reach this $8.26 price target, I do expect a lot of the short-term selling pressure to start to abate and for share prices to start to post a reversal pattern in the upward direction. As we can see on the daily time frame, similar oscillator readings are starting to become apparent as well. So as we can see here, this prior negative trend activity is starting to complete itself, and this shows that this downward trend momentum has ultimately run its course. As we can see, this roughly comes into conjunction with a pattern break that was seen in the downside direction on the daily price chart. So essentially, we were seeing this falling wedge pattern, and then as it started to occur, we have seen share prices drift lower and now reverse back upward into the positive direction. As many of these pattern breaks occurred, we did also see a bullish divergence start to develop within the oscillator reading itself. And remember, this is on the daily time frame, so this is even more significant than any price breaks that would have been seen on the 4-hour time frame. So as we can see here, there was a bullish divergence that started to develop as this falling wedge started to break. And all of this likely suggests that share price action is trying to find a base here near current levels. If we look at this $6 mark, we can now see that there's a significant area of support that has started to form. So as long as these areas remain intact, I do expect the stock to start to form a base here and continue moving higher. Conversely, if we did see prices break back below this $6 mark, a lot of this positive trading outlook would become invalidated, and we would have to pull out much farther on this chart outlook in order to find potential support levels that could then be seen. Essentially, we would have to move back all the way to the May 2023 trading period, which was all the way back when share prices were trading well below the $5 mark. Essentially, if share prices were to break this $6 area, I would start to target the $4.50 mark as the next potential zone of support to the downside. But there is a tremendous amount of selling pressure which would likely need to take place in order for all of this to occur. So as things currently stand, I am expecting this near-term reversal pattern to continue to play out, with share prices reaching this near-term upside target coming in at $8.26. As long as these events unfold the way they are expected to unfold, all areas of near-term resistance would then be violated to the top side. Essentially, this is the sequence of events which would need to occur in order for the bullish thesis to play out on this price chart. Finally, we can pull out to the weekly time frame just to get a broader view of what exactly is going on with the indicator readings itself. And as we can see here, we are starting to roll over out of oversold territory. This is a very significant development, and ultimately this does suggest that the stock is on a good long-term footing here for anybody that is expecting the stock to start to move higher in the days and weeks ahead. As long as share prices continue to move higher, we should see this indicator reading roll over in the positive direction following this brief dip into oversold territory. Here's the current market analysis for SOFI Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker SOFI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.